Hello. Momo has decided that this is his time. Stop. Has decided that this is his time for attention, and he has. Oh, there he goes. You can probably hear him moving around. He likes to sit right in front of my keyboard, and then beg for kisses. The chat box is still broken. Why is it snapping like that? Okay. Can everyone hear me okay? Hi! Okay, good. I can be heard. Sorry, I'm just grabbing my tablet pen cord because it makes like a weird high-pitched electrical noise when it's plugged in. Which is cool, I guess, for power's sake, but not for my ears, so I always unplug it. Also, Momo was sitting on my tablet last night and making all the pages I was looking at really big. So it might be a short stream today because I woke up kind of late. I'm really struggling with getting back on the Eastern Standard Time after being used to Pacific. It hasn't been fun. I keep going to bed at like 3 a.m., which is when I would sleep in California. I would go to bed at like midnight, which is my normal time technically in Eastern Standard without the difference, so. We're gonna get back to work on Macy. It's been a little bit. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then we'll load it up. I straight up, I know I had like a whole battle plan like when I was done. I don't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure it was just taking the silhouette changes that I proposed in my paintover and then committing that. Also unrelated, I wanted to move the bangs up a little bit. They're covering her eyes a little too much. I drew her a little bit yesterday because I was doing a bunch of style tests because I'm trying to work on some more characters from my personal portfolio, because if I just get them out of the way now, then I can spend the rest of the year networking and you know, talking to leads about that at the events that are going to be happening in the spring and the summer and fall and whatnot. And then I will never have to make a portfolio for the rest of the year again, because I'm going to be focusing on other stuff. So I just want to get that out of the way. So anyway, I was drawing, like, I don't have them on me. I didn't save it. Maybe I'll show them later. But I was drawing like a bunch of different ways, because when you make characters for animation, the character design style and the concept style is quite different. Let me grab one. And so it's hard for me to pick my own concept. Like when I decide to work on a character, it's hard for me to pick, and I wasn't having much luck with any good ones. So my friend was like, just make your own. I was like, well, I don't really draw on the style that animation characters are from. So what's a really good example? This is Gilito's art. I got it from her sketchbook. So shapely stuff like that works for animation characters. And I don't really draw like that. So anyway, I did a bunch and then I came back to my old faithful and I was like, man, I like drawing this way. Anyway, let's pull up the proposed changes and get to worky. So big areas of note were that this shouldn't be a U shape, it should be coming down instead. There should be less tapering at the armpit because of the oversized nature of the shirt. I think there was also, yeah, this should be a little bit more straight. So we can do that. You could take a screenshot of my notes. But I think I'll be okay. I don't think I said anything that I wouldn't say today. Thankfully. My memory is just really bad. And also I didn't want to keep Epic Pen open forever. You know what? I should do that though. I should like take a screenshot of the final stream notes and then put them back onto this pure ref. So I'm gonna do that at the end of today's stream. Thank you for offering though. Okay. So we're gonna curve this up. I'm gonna get rid of the hair for a second. Yeah, memory issues is, I love it. It's really funny, and I definitely don't get into trouble, ever, in my life. Okay, and then we were also going to close the gap on the shorts. That's good enough, sort of. I'll probably make them intersect more in the retopology stage. I also wanted some volume at the, there was something about the sleeves here. Let me just make this double-sided. for now. Come on. Thank you. The anxiety is getting a little better. I think sleeping was a big part of that, like getting sleep, because I wasn't at all. But hopefully it doesn't like continue to get worse or anything like that, because then I would have to stop streaming and making things, and that kind of sucks. And it would feel like I'm squandering this opportunity that the algo has given me, I suppose. But I'm trying to not feel dread. And I'm not normally anxious, so it's a weird state for me. I think I'm gonna run a remesh on this. Let's see how that goes. That's better, just too high. Perfect. Cool. Yeah, that might help. I think it's not that like I'm feeling pressured to create anything. It's just that like I'm not used to this attention, so it's been different. That's true. You're right. Yeah. Like I'm not doing this as a career. Like if I do take a break, it's like, okay, that's fine. It's like my paycheck isn't revolving around this. Oh my gosh, she's shaggy right now. I need to change that. The volume around the boobs is still a little weird. Oh, whoa, 300 followers overnight is crazy. Was it a reel? Because I find like reels like give you like so many followers just kind of overnight. Okay, it's good to know that like I'm not alone when it comes to like randomly blowing up and like kind of being freaked out. Because I know so many people are like begging to in quote blow up, and I haven't even blown up, but like I don't know, that was a good bit of attention. Oh, yeah, it was a real. If it helps you at all, reels give you a lot of followers, but from what I've heard, a lot of them are kind of ghost followers, so they don't actually like end up participating in your content as much as like I guess like a normal follower would, because they're just like instinctively hitting follow and then never engaging again. I don't know if that helps at all. Yeah, TikTok effect. Oh my gosh, bots. The bots on Twitter have gotten just out of hand. To the point where I genuinely cannot tell who's real and who isn't anymore. It's like freaking me out. The edge is really harsh. No, that's why. It's because I isolated the other groups. I figured they would have moved with it. Usually they do, but that time it didn't. Let's try that. They're cute. Is that? No. I didn't fix anything. Okay. Let's just undo all the moves that I made in the first place. I know, like, I needed a new pair of shoes once a year, but it's been quite a bit. I don't remember the last time I bought shoes. That's fine. Okay, it didn't break this time. Cool. Yeah, but funky shoes are everything. Actually, I slightly got funky shoes. They're at home shoes, though. I got these, like, little cow slippers. They're really cute. Okay, I think that's good enough. Probably. See, now you have to combine your collection by giving your collection funky shoes also. It would double the price, but it would be double the fun. Giving my dolls the funky shoes that I could never have. Yeah, it's, the silhouette changes much improved. Looks a lot better. Oh, I wanted to make her hands even bigger. Yeah, Alan needs more stickers immediately. Let's make the hands bigger again. Doll shoes are crazy expensive. Sometimes they cost, yeah, they cost more money than regular shoes for people. Oh shit. It just glitched. That's really funny. They're a little too big now. Hold on. Dynamic perspective, please. It's about time I start working in dynamic perspective. There, that's it. I don't want any more. Okay. let's leave the clothes for a little bit. I'm going to move on to the hair. I don't really... Oh, okay. Long hair is really annoying to make in 3D. It's hard. It's hard getting like the shape right. Maybe no one else has this problem, but I do. Why are her eyeballs missing? Oh no, they're not. They're just colored differently. Over here. Okay. I'm bringing it up only because the eyes are half lidded by default. They're gonna be up a little more, in which case this should probably get brought up. Or should it? It's like, how much of her eye is going to open? So if that's half lidded, let's say, yeah, that's not really half lidded. I'd have to come down to there. My shapes are all wobbly because there's too many polygons, but I'm going to remesh it, so it's fine for now. Bring this back down. Okay. Okay, let's work on hair. There wasn't a whole lot that I suggested with the hair. And it's also going to be rigged, so its shape is ever moving. But I don't think I'm going to put too many bones in it. I think it's going to have a pretty fixed position. Like, it's gonna have some physics, I think, but not much to keep the general shape. I just realized I don't have any music on for myself. Hold on. Let's Let's put a side order song on for a 30-minute loop. Okay, cool. Yeah, she definitely looks a lot better with the fixed eyes already, I think. So that's good. Even if they're a little small right now, because they're half-lidded. I don't know if I explained it earlier, but basically, when you're making a character, there are a lot of things you have to do, one of which being that you have to bake your high poly details to your low poly. And this is something that we're going to do later. I'd say in maybe two or three sessions from now, maybe 4. Depends on how quick I am with finishing this sculpt, because I don't think there's much to sculpt after a little while. But, so what you do is you bake your details onto the lower poly, and you can't have too much conflicting geometry. And high points for conflicting geometry occur in the face area, at the eyes and the mouth, especially because they're going to be animated. So what you would do is you would open up the mouth just a bit, a little gape. And that way you can have less overlapping in geo, and it will also not have any bake deformities on it, so that when it moves, you're not going to reveal any bake crap. And it's the same with the eyeballs, but it's also for rigging purposes. So the eyeball would normally, like I did it earlier, her eyeball is normally supposed to open like to here or so, but I have it closed like somewhat half, and my drawing is horrible. And that's because the eyelid is naturally going to go up and down. But if I made the sculpt and her eye was completely like up, now I can't bring it down because there's no supporting mesh there. And also it won't bake well because there's nothing there. So that's why sometimes if you'll see like people post their character models for like a finished video game, you're going to see like the characters kind of look really high, and it's because they're all half-lidded and they have agape mouths for that reason. Also, I'm sorry, my voice is not very clear right now. It's scratchy. Don't know why. I'm chugging water, I promise. It's harder to see the changes here, so it doesn't look like I changed any shapes here. I didn't really change any shapes here. All I did was add secondary detail. Other than the direction of the sort of side bangs. So, oh yeah, I also made it fray out here because I thought that would be a nice shape. Yeah, and I also kind of made it come out instead of in, so it's convex instead of concave. And then we'll push this in, sort of, or my first, like, it's not my first video, but I'm just gonna call it my first video. My first video is really close to 5K views. I'm just gonna check it. Wow, it says I'm live. That's crazy. Yeah, 4.7K views. That's pretty nutty. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, 5Ks. I like got excited when I hit 1K, and then I also got excited when I hit 2 and 3. And then 4, I was like, okay. This is getting a little crazy. Oh, you know what? I like that actually. I think if we had some, if this direction was like, and then it popped in, I think that would make for a really nice shape. And then, yeah, it comes out in volume here. Okay, I like that. We will proceed. Yeah, I genuinely didn't think. Ugh, I don't know. It's just crazy. Hi there. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not a streamer. I'm not good at it yet, so I'm getting used to like saying people's names. So I'm just gonna say Rio. Hopefully that's pronouncing it right. Hello. H. Yeah, 500 is crazy. I need to pick which video I'm gonna work on next. I've just been kind of preoccupied with my regular life a little bit because I'm just kind of deciding like what my game plan is. And I know I sort of said it in like the video, but also I literally never know what I'm doing at any given time. I constantly am talking to people and being like, oh my gosh, guys, like, do you think this is a good idea? Oh, okay, is it supposed to be like Oreo? Is that like the play on the word? But yeah, I never know what I'm doing. And that's what I was discussing earlier, was like just making one last dumb portfolio and then just like leaving. Oh, okay, I got you. Then I will say that. But yeah, and then I was also deciding like, okay, I live rural. I'm going to get a job at some point. You know, what should my transportation situation be? And so I had like a few options, and I decided, so the one option was taking my savings and just leaving, which would be difficult. Not that I wouldn't have support, it's just that like I don't like the uncertainty of moving out and then finding work. Like I have enough money for, you know, a few months rent, first and last month plus deposit, but I don't like the insecurity. It kind of freaks me out. And then my other two options were like use my savings to buy a car, basically, which is my plan so far. But I may or may not have a car that I can buy from a family member, so I'm waiting on details for that. So that's why I have some free space in the middle that I'm trying to sort out. Ideally she would have one more strand in here, but this is good for the block out. And the clothes are also fine too. I think all the rest of the work is going to come from the sculpting stage in regards to those. Yeah. Okay. I get to work on her face now, so this is fun. And then I'll get to show you what I mean by like a good Z remesh. I mean, I guess I already did with the clothes. So it's 12:41 and pretty much done my blockout changes. Let's scrap that. I think in about 20 minutes or so I might take a break for another 15. But so looks like our next steps are, let's sculpt the face. Or what I might do is just, I should, ignore that. Merge the body block out. And then start sculpting. And then I don't think it's going to take too long. I put a lot of work into the block out, so most of my information is there. So we'll revisit when we get back there. So let's get rid of the hair. Let's get rid of the clothes. For this, I'm going to take off the poly paint. It's going to get removed actually when it dynameshes. I will get rid of the extraction mesh. I don't need that anymore. Head sculpt. Go in the block out. Get in there. Did this keep the... Okay, good. Okay. Let's just detach that really quick. I was there we go. Welcome. So the reason why I detached the head sculpt from that is because these are low poly, so I'm gonna apply that to them. Delete that. And should be good. Let's keep the eyes separate. Merge that also. And I'm gonna run a merge on this. Normally I would do, okay, so there's this other menu in ZBrush. It's in here. There's menus and menus. And there's a ton of transforms in here. And so what I like to do is I like to try doing a remesh by union. Sometimes it freaks out, but sometimes it doesn't. And it did not freak out this time. So sometimes when it freaks out, what it'll do is it will, I wonder if this is because of symmetry, but I swore I tested it and I didn't think that was the case. But so what'll happen is it'll create a line in the mesh and it will just kind of merge a shit ton of polygons into the middle of the mesh, and then the mesh becomes unusable and I have to do another remesh on top of it. But the reason why I like doing union is because instead of recalculating everything, it's just meshing things where they intersect, which makes it really easy for me to Z-remesh that again, instead of having to use Dynamesh, which can be lower quality. Sometimes this is great, sometimes it doesn't work. It really depends on the luck of the draw. So now, what I will do is let's put some guides on this. Oh, sorry, I chose the wrong thing. So this is going to be a really quick crash course in topology really fast, and then I'm sure I will cover it later. But I want some of the basics of retopology here. I want symmetry. I want a loop here. I want a loop here. I want a loop here. I want that. I want another one in here. Okay. Then I also want a loop here. There. It doesn't have to be perfect topology, it just needs to be pretty good. I'm not even going to be using the final topology for like my final retopologized version, but this is just so I have something really nice to sculpt on. Because if I have crappy topology, then it's going to create like artifacts later. And you might see them. I'll point them out if they crop up, which they probably will. This is my first time doing guides on the body. I haven't actually done this before. Normally I just do it on the face. But there's nothing wrong with trying it out. It might give me a better Z-remesh, which is literally never a bad thing. Oh, I lost everything. I hate it when it does that. Mama is sleeping peacefully right next to me. He's so cute. Okay, I need to be higher poly because it just killed her whole face. But it did get the body pretty good. It's still too low poly though. Let's go to... We're at 315,000, 315,000. Let's go to 20. Yeah, if I can start sculpting today, that'd be great. And it looks like I will. Okay, still too low. Let's do 50. Normally what would happen is I would keep the head and the body separate in terms of their inherent ZBrush topology, and this is because the head needs more polygons than... it needs about as many polygons as the entire body, but ZRemesher doesn't know that. Cool, it's broke. What's wrong with you? Can this be fixed? Yeah, but I'm gonna recalculate it. Oh, that's good. Thank you. It might be because I'm got a really flubby guides at the mouth and it's giving problems. So we're at 99 in total. I think this is workable. Worst case scenario, I can separate the head again. Okay, now we get to sculpt the body. Cool. So because this is, in quote, my semi-real style, like this. Also, her face is pretty scrunchy in this one. A lot longer here. I'm going to be adding in sculptural detail that you would find on a normal human body. Apparently someone wants me on Discord. So I'm gonna grab my reference for that. And then we will look at that together. I'm gonna peruse through my Pinterest really fast just for a second because I'll save a bunch of resources in my resources board, but I don't think I added them to my computer. So I just want to look through really quick to see if there's something there that can help us. This might be useful. Oh no, what do you mean? Oh, I'm gonna be really upset if this pin disappears. Okay, I'm gonna have to save that like to my computer because it's not loading on Pinterest. They might have taken it down. But this is like one of the best references to remember when it comes to anatomy. And I wish they also did it for the arm volume so I should probably make one. Let's get a nose reference. And some more. And some more ears. Just because it's nice to have. And here's a good mouth reference. Oh yeah, there's Momo. Cool. So I'm gonna enlarge this to show you what I mean. So let me bring the chat back. So this right here is a really good reference to remember the volume order of the legs. So if we look at the front of the legs, you're going to have the two sides of the calf sticking out on either side. One of them protrudes further and more upper. So I believe anterior is the front. You're looking at the person's left, but your right. So the right side is placed higher and has more volume. The left side comes down later, but it's a little bit shorter of a volume. So I'm gonna draw on this. It's like a bigger hill here, like it lasts longer. Oh, I can't draw on it because this PRF is always at the front. But yeah, you can see it's like a hill, and this one's like a quick like mound. If that makes sense. Or like, actually don't know anything about topology or topography. But anyway, this volume is longer. This volume is shorter. And then the ankles are the opposite direction. So this one is first. It's at the top. This one's second, coming down. And then, of course, it will be reversed on the back. You can actually see the hamstrings right here. It's really cool. They have just a little bit of they're like a little heart. And then they intersect here. So I always remember outside right is the largest, and then it's going to be the opposite for the ankles. So if you remember one, you'll remember the opposite. And then the same rules also apply to the arms. There is a hierarchy to like this kind of line. They just didn't make one, but I believe it's like here, because this chicken wing happens further up, and then this one's down. I talked about it in another one. And then you also have the radius and the ulna coming at the wrist. And one of them is bigger, one of them is smaller. And then there's also another weird, I don't know. It's fun. I like memorizing this stuff. And then we get a Smurf jump scare. And we can start sculpting. I'm going to do okay, I really wanted to sculpt the face, but I shouldn't immediately sculpt the face, so I'm going to sculpt something else. So I'm just going to take this guy. I like starting at the legs. get rid of that. I'm gonna put, actually, which one do I want? I like the zebras. So the first thing I have to do is I have to reconcile with my block out. I tried making it intersect as nicely as possible. But you can't always win. So what we'll do is we will calm the areas of intersection. Quietly though, because if we are not careful, these areas of intersection will, they'll kind of concave in, and you don't want that. So I'm just kind of gently going over with that. What I could also do is there's a, I believe, like clay fill tool. Mayhaps. Like I know there's like some sort of like ridge filler in here. It's just there's a lot. If I can't find it in like 5 seconds, I'm just gonna give up. Because I don't normally use it. Yeah, not worth it. But anyway, it exists. You can use it. I lowered the effectiveness of my smooth tool a little while ago because it was too powerful. You don't want too much smoothing. But yeah, just calming these areas a little bit. And then I'll get to work on, you know, fixing the volumes in between them. Which will, it doesn't take too long. Once you got it memorized. Oh, you know what? I should have been looking at the hands before I committed. Hold on. How is the topology here? So I have to undo everything really quick. Because I'm dumb. And I forgot to separate out all of that. Should have done that before I unioned. Man, I'm dumb. And I unioned after I... Fuck! Oh, okay. This is fine. I should have not done that. That was on me. It's fine, I'll live. I think I'll only remesh the face and then see what I get for the body. Or sorry, I'll only put guides on the face. Good thing I noticed that before I did sculpting. Let's do that again. That is a way better remesh on the face now. Let's just take the hands really quick. Oh, I'm stupid. Guess what I didn't do? Hopefully this is fine. I forgot to union. I'm really good at my job. Okay, thank God they stayed. Let's see, remesh this. That would have been bad. Bruh. It's a little rough. I might up my size. I'm gonna up it one more time. Or should I? See, my only problem is that the body is kind of high poly. I'm just gonna take the L. We're just gonna go for it. It's fine. Because if the body is too high poly, then it's not going to be fun to sculpt at all. It's just gonna be shit. The good part is that I don't have to do any like crazy form changes on the body. It's really just like some tertiary detail. Or maybe secondary, I suppose. That's good enough. I need the sternum, or lack there of. I'm not going to spend too much time on parts that I'm not going to see, so we'll just kind of go quick. Enhance tummy. Give her a little butt. Not gonna do any more than that, I don't think. Unless there's like genuine like error with the volume, which there is. Okay, that crease. And okay, legs. I love doing legs. Real quick, if my memory serves correctly, which which calf muscle, or I believe it's gastrocnemius. Which gastrocnemius is the one that comes up more? Let's find out. Okay. So I'm just going blasto mode here. This is where I just turn my brain off. I just look at my reference, turn my brain off, and I input the indications of more muscular and skeletal detail. It's quite fun. Will not lie. So trapezius is hanging out here. comes down. It's a weird shape. Comes down, overlaps most of the lats, and then the lats pop out. And they like to connect to the armpit. That's where you get a lot of this structure near the ribs. If you see like people from the side and you'll see like this curve here, that's your lats. Missing volume. And then this has to terminate properly because it was not terminating properly. To be honest, I kind of wing it here at the back because I was having a hard time finding references because I know how this intersects here at the front, like the anterior of the upper arm and then the torso. But the connection at the posterior around where you've got like your scapular group here and then the trapezius and everything, I don't know, there's something about like the intersection that has remained pretty unclear to me, like even with all sorts of references. Let me see the scapular group here, pretty good. What I want is I want a reference on the shape of the scapula. Clavicle I already did. There we go. Thank you, Drilly. Yeah, it just helps them feel a little bit more alive. I'm gonna end up like sanding out quite a bit of the muscular detail, I think, as it goes on, but just having these landmarks is so important. Even if you're doing stylized stuff, and even if it's not going to be visible in the final product, it's really important that you know, okay, here's where, you know, my clavicle is, here's where literally everything is inserting from the clavicle, because you've got the sternocleidomastoid coming in, you've got the pectorals, you've got that, there's a little divot in between the two parts of the pectorals. There's the main section that fans into here and terminates at the bicep, and then there's a gap, and then there's a smaller one that comes in here. And then you've got the deltoids coming in and originating there on either side, both heads, sorry, all three heads, I'm sorry. And then yeah, the clavicle's driving the scapula too, and then yeah, literally like everything. So when you know your bones well enough to know like kind of like what kind of party is happening when they get invited, it becomes really easy to be like, okay, I know where this kind of thing is supposed to go. even if you end up smoothing the details out later, it just really helps. I'll check the volume. These boobs look a little dumb. Cool. These boobs look kind of stupid. Something about their volume I don't like. Okay, here's a good example of what I mean by the topology pinching. You can see that you've got some poles here, right there. And, you know, that'd be whatever, but you can see that it's actually having an effect on the mesh. And in the long run, this is fine. But this is why you want clean topology. You don't need super clean topology when making your sculpt. This is just how I work. But it helps me because if I don't like iron that out later, it might end up in my high poly. And then it'll get baked down. I'm not actually sure if I'm going to, well, I should, I don't know, we'll see. I might not even bake anything down, but we'll see. Looks about right. She's got no little butt. I'll give her more of a butt. Not too much though. Okay, arm time. I don't think I'm gonna add too many details beyond the first level of subdivision, because it's not necessary. Let's separate that. Okay, so it's 1:30. I'm just gonna finish wrapping up the first pass of volume. And we're just about done. I'm just laying out some groundwork on the hands here. Then I'm gonna take probably 15 minutes or so break, and then we'll come back to it. Just laying down the knuckles. Jesus. Nappy time. I love nappy time. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break here. Let's save. I'm gonna save it as a new iteration because I committed to sculpting. Oh, sick. Speaking of mobile games, the new update for Cookie Run came out. And it's really good. And it's making me stay glued to my phone because they're just giving me stuff like crazy. So I know how you feel. Where it's like, oh, I want to like do good in this event because then I get rewards or whatever. That was me earlier. Okay, so it's 1:32. I'm going to take 15. So we're going to come back soonish. I'm going to write on it in a second. Let's change that text, please. Uh, 10 is 150. Okay, cool. I'll be back in 15. Have a good breaky. Yo, I'm back. I played Cookie Run and ate goldfish. Because I didn't eat breakfast this morning. I woke up too late. Okay. Let's get back to work. Oh, Momo's on an agenda. He has left the room. I hope Drilly has a good nap, and let's work on this a little more. So we're still at our basic subdivision level. I don't think there's anything I can do right now, so I'm going to add a new subdivision. So we'll control D and subdivide what we have. And because I spent so much time on the blockout, there isn't much I need to do here. I think what I will do though is I will connect the ear a little nicer. Not much though, because the actual connection is not going to be visible in the final sculpt. Or the model, I suppose. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. Let's do one more. Let's get my lippy. Oh, I'm gonna redo my line. It's a little too low for me. There we go. Welcome back. I haven't been back long. It's been maybe, yeah, it's been like 5 minutes. I just started zoning in on the face. Added 2 more subdivision levels. And we're getting to work. I'm gonna leave the lips like that for now. I can always come back, do another pass. Let's grab a reference for the nose. I feel like her fundamental structure of the nose should probably be a little bit adjusted, because when looking at her from face up, I probably shouldn't see this much of her nostril. When it comes to, hi Momo. When it comes to how I designed her character, she shouldn't have that much of an upturned nose. Hi. Can I help you? Do you want out, or do you just want to meow at me? Time will tell. He's scratching behind me. Yeah, so her nose should probably be this one here, see? Yeah, he was, he really wanted out last night. So, like, I heard him literally, like, I don't know, like, the way he meowed, like, one time he literally went meow, and I was like, dude. Okay, so here's kind of what I mean by, the reason why I like this method is that I went back to my first subdivision level, made all these structural changes, and then I could just go right back to my subdivided version, and then, like, I don't have any problems. If I, like, say I dynameshed this and I was working with dynamesh, or just, like, a really high poly version, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Like, yeah, I could have probably moved the sculpt and made some structural changes, but they would have been really wobbly because of the amount of topology. So this lets me go back and make those changes. So this is looking better now. Yeah, so like if I and I'll show you, if I tried to make those structural changes on the third subdivision level, which we're on, I'm still low, so it's not too bad, but let's say I was up here. It might be more difficult. It's subdividing pretty well though, thankfully. Every single time I try to make this point, I end up being wrong, but I swear there's a reason why I do it. It's just safer that way. didn't like how small the lips were, but I don't know how much I like this new length either. Momo is laying down on the floor next to me. I'm gonna go see if he wants out. 1 second. Do you want out, buddy? Or are you just being a little shitty? Huh? Come here. Come on, Eddie. He doesn't really want to actually go out. I think it's too cold. He just wants to hang out. He gets excited. Some pinching here. I'm gonna move that over. The shape might not be ideal because of that topology, but I'll do my best to deal with it. It doesn't look too bad right now. It's subdividing okay. Yeah, it's fine. Shouldn't cause problems later. Okay, things are looking pretty good. Might lid this down a little more. Because the idea is that her normal unhalf-lidded state would be something like hold on. Like this. And you can see how the lid is folding up. Like it kind of should be. When I did that, I should have done a different sort of arc. Let's do that one more time. Sort of like that. So you can see how it's coming in. That's what it should be doing when she would open her eyes after I rig it. Something like that. The face sculpt is pretty much almost done. I don't want too many details. Again, I think I might not bake this one. I'm still not sure about what the final sort of like rendering style of this is going to look like. But I'm excited to play with it. Then I think I might just do a little bit of another pass on the body. And then I'm going to spend a little bit of time on the hands. Just save that. Once I finish up with the hands, I might add the eyelash and the eyebrows. Eyebrows I'm not entirely sure about as for how I'm going to be rendering them. But, sorry. The eyelashes are going to be fun. I think they're going to be kind of blobby. I think it's going to be interesting. And then after that, the stream will probably wrap up. Because I didn't want to stream too long today. And it's also Thursday, so not really that many people are around. Welcome back, Momo. Hi. Can I help you? Oh, he's up on the desk. I gotta give him some pets. Oh, he got that. There was a little thingy near his eye that I was trying to get out, but he got it himself like a good boy. Sorry, he's right next to the mic, so you might hear him lick himself. Too cute. He has claimed his spot on the bed yet again. I don't know if I'm super into how little space there is between the hands, but it should be fine. I thought maybe I could keep the mesh low, like pretty low poly, and just run a subdivision on it. But I learned that the way that VTubers work is you're supposed to connect it. You're supposed to import the model into Unity, which is whatever. I normally do things in Unreal Engine, but Unity is obviously where the compatibility is at. So you import your thing to Unity, and then you connect like whatever the VTuber like software is to Unity, and then so it's basically being rendered and everything like that into Unity, and then it's being exported with that whatever extra software you have to use. And I don't know if Unity, I don't often use Unity. I don't know if Unity supports subdivision because it's real time. It's not what did we call it? offline. It's not offline rendering. So I'm not entirely sure if, I think I might have to just go a little high poly, which is fine. I have quite a budget. I'm sure life will go on. But I just wanted a little bit more topology in the hands because I didn't want it to be polygony. So the hands are going to be a little bit extra high poly. This area just needs more volume overall. Even my thumbs are thicker than that. I may or may not keep these nails. I might end up drawing them on like Gravity Rush 2 does. I think that'd be cute. But I will allocate the sculpt to them, just in case. Cool. Let's compare while it auto-saves. With my reference. Or references, they're quite loose. So, probably less volume here. Seems about right. Also these. I love this one. I like all of them. This one I did the other day. She looks, her proportions are more exaggerated. This is a little bit more realistic, I think. Gave her like a really wide head in this one. So now I get to finish up with some eyelashes. And then that's mostly it for today. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was always kind of feeling bad about it because I never color anything, but I don't know what, I'm lazy. I'd rather draw more than color what I have, basically. What I did in November was I went back to some pretty refined sketches. I'd say drawings at that point. And I painted over them, so that was like I have a speed paint on one of them. It's the Nurse Morgan one. I just took something that I made a while ago, I think about a month ago at that point when I made it, and I just painted over it. And it was really fun. And by kind of doing them in batches, because I did it with a few other ones, I liked that a lot. Instead of like making a sketch, like say I made this, because I did it last night, say I made that, and then I was like, oh, I want to paint it, and then I painted it that night. And then now all I have is like, now that took most of my night, instead of me drawing more, because I drew more after that. So I find that I like getting a wider breadth of work when I do my sketch sessions, and then I'll just do a paint dump at some point later. Just works. Okay, let's make eyelashes. First I want to save, because I like how she looks, and I'm going to be upset if anything happens. So I'm going to make this out of an extraction. And let's grab my reference again. So they come down quite a bit. So I'll do this one first. Mega thick. Yeah, I saw someone posted like a compilation of their eyes, like, you know, like that like whole thing where it's like you make a collage of eyes that you've drawn. And anyway, I saw one of those and I thought it was so cute and I wanted to, so I've been doing it slightly lately. It works good on Macy. It looks cute. Okay, so now that's kind of high poly. Yeah, exactly. I have that problem too, and that's why I genuinely I just went cold turkey on rendering anything. Nowadays, I don't even add grayscale to most of my stuff because I just don't like it, and I spend too much time fiddling with it when I could just be drawing something else. So yeah, batching it was I found that pretty effective for me. It also, never rendering anything made me focus more on the fundamentals as well, because I don't have colors to distract people. Now you're just looking at my mistakes in full black and white fashion. And I like being able to just make it simple. Okay. So I think I will dynamesh this after I get it into position. Here it looks good. So I've got my base, it's in shape. I'm gonna like extrude a bunch of the mesh, so that's why I want that's why I want some more geometry. And then I'm just gonna snake hook some bits out. Some thickness. I might have to redo this a few times. I've never actually made 3D eyelashes like this before, so I have a feeling that I'm not going to be too good at it for a little bit, which is fine. So we'll just kind of fuck with it for a bit. Look. Not too bad. Let's move this stuff around. just need some more variation, I think. Like some bigger shapes, yeah, together. Some smaller shapes. That's not too bad. I didn't think it would turn out very good the first time I did it, so that's good. I like it. Let's duplicate that. And make another one. Interesting. Cool. I should make the eyes a little bit more obvious. Some parts I feel might be a little much. I think this whole thing can get shrunk. Should also be able to come in a little more. Okay, I might be here all day if I keep messing with those. I think that's something that I will play around with later. Okie dokie. So I'm just going around tightening some stuff up. And also loosening some others, because you don't want too much definition or else you just kind of looked a little too jacked. We're going to be losing most of this information in the retopology anyway. Let's save and mayhaps bring some other stuff back. Put that away. Oh, I need to do the ears still. I'm gonna do that really quick. This is certainly a slightly incorrect ear. That much is true. Not ideal, but she barely has any of them visible. Okay. Just gonna add some color on her. Hmm. Not really sure what the eyelash color should be. She's kind of weird without any eyebrows. Her eyes are also too far apart, I think. It's a little better. Oops. She looks a little silly. That's okay. I'm not like super happy with how it looks right now. I was when it was gray, but when you add color onto it, sometimes you reveal problems, which is fine. Let me see if I can just draw on some really quick, maybe. It's kind of really low poly though. Nah, it'll have to wait. Okay. Her nose is kind of crazy. I need to leave all this alone. It is 2:50. Okay, so we made it about 2.5 hours of work. Sans my break. And I think we did good progress. So next time I come back, and I will try to remember to screenshot this. We'll leave the face alone for now. If we get too wrapped up in the sculpt on the body and the face, we'll be here all day. So I will what's the word? Thicken the clothing. Right now they're just plains. Two, we will sculpt the clothing. 3, let's work on the hair. So we'll add more strands of hair. So we'll, I might model it like those anime modelers do. We'll see. So we'll play with the hair. I'll just say play with the hair. And mayhaps sculpt the hair. Probably won't happen, but I'll write it down anyway. Revisit face. I'm just gonna screenshot that. For Tuesday's stream. Actually, no. I'll say that it's from today. So from Thursday the 29th. And then we'll add that to the PRF. And save that. Alright, that about wraps it up for today. I'm not going to do a paint over on stream. I think I will do a quick paint over to show my progress and then post it. Just going to add her eyelash or eyebrows, I think. That's about it. So I will see you all on Tuesday. Which day of the week is that for date? Tuesday, March 4th. And that is the next stream. Should be at noon, same time, every time. Thank you all for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.